You may be familiar with the Tonix brand of footwear, a brand by Chocomal Sports. Certainly the Jupiter Tall Boot is an all-time favourite. But did you know that there are new styles of the Jupiter Tall Boot? The Jupiter style Crystal, Sparkle and Velvet. Today we'll be going through all 4 styles of the Jupiter Tall Boot and providing a guide to measuring. The Jupiter and the Jupiter style boots are a streamlined, elegant boot. They're off the shelf with a core size range. They have a curved zip and gusset area. The ankle is slender, so if you are wider in the ankle area or straight shaped in this area, then the Jupiter style boot may not be for you. The boots have a reinforcement on the side to protect against friction and rub of the stirrups. A non-slip sole with an inner sole with a padded heel for comfort. They have a rounded toe and heel, which are ergonomic features of the boot. When it comes to sizing and measurements, there are actually 3 aspects that we look at. One being the foot size, the height and the calf width. Now, talking about foot sizing, the sizing of the Tonix is fairly standard. A size 38, for instance, is the equivalent of an Australian size 7. A size 39 is the equivalent of an Australian size 8, and a size 40 is the equivalent of an Australian size 9, and so forth. When we measure, we fit for a dressage rider, we would fit taller than we would, say, someone for show jumping or eventing. When it comes to a calf width, we take the widest measurement of the calf. Now, if you can't come in store to be measured, then here's a guide for you how to go about it. But remember, it's always best if you can have someone to assist you with your measuring. Wear breeches and socks, and make sure that when you do the measurements that you take measurements for both legs and double check your sizing. So we're going to start off here with Steph, and we're going to do height first of all, Steph. So we ask them to go in the semi-jumping position, and we measure from the crease of the back of the knee down to the base of the heel. We do that for both legs, going from there. Then we will go and measure the widest part of the calf. So you might just have to adjust it a little bit. So that is showing a size 37. And also the same on the other leg. It's not uncommon for people to have a slight variation in calf width. So here we've got a Jupiter Sparkle boot and a Jupiter boot. We are going to show you how we would fit a boot for a dressage as opposed to a boot for eventing and show jumping. So Steph, if you like to try on the Sparkle boot, when you put the boot on, you always make sure that the zip is undone right to the very bottom, and you support the front of the boot as you wiggle your foot in so there's not so much pressure at the base of the zip. Then we'll move on to the Jupiter boot, and likewise the same. Unzip the boot right down to the very bottom. Wiggle your foot in and support the front of the boot as you push your foot in. Now I think, as you can see here, if we stand, and we'll get Steph just to turn around, you can see this is the height that we would fit typically for dressage, and this is a height that we would typically fit for show jumping, eventing and general purpose riding. So if you just turn around, Steph, so we can see all aspects of the front, side and back of the boot. So that's our guide from measuring from Shibello. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact the Shibello team.